Alright guys, this is the OPPO Reno11 5G. It's all new 5G smartphone, a mid-ranger from OPPO. And let us just quickly review the specifications. As you can see, it runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 7050 5G platform. It comes with 12 gigs of RAM, and I've already disabled RAM expansion, so we're running on pure hardware memory. And we have 256 gigs of internal storage. Okay, and we're running on Android 14 with ColorOS 14.0. Let me just quickly show you the back. It's wave green. Okay, so has this nice pattern. Also, the camera island looks very distinct. It's nothing that I've seen before, and it's also super slim, and with that curved OLED display. Without further ado, let's go ahead and run our first game, which is Genshin Impact. Oh, it's already loaded. Wow. It's interesting to see that the game is still loaded because I haven't launched this game since yesterday. So I went about my day. I used this to take photos at an event. And interestingly, this is like the second day and it's still loaded in memory. So that's what having 12 gigs of RAM can do, I guess. And one of the features of Game Panel is the system status, which allows us to monitor CPU, GPU, and frame rates, the actual frame rates, not just the refresh rate. So it seems that we are doing above 40 FPS, which is just great. I mean, anything above 30 FPS with the with Genshin Impact running on the highest graphic settings is considered good in my books. You know what? Let's switch to lowest and see if it'll if we can push down to, we can push it all the way up to 60 FPS. Still not hitting 60 FPS. Huh, interesting. Okay, so if you're gonna be playing on the OPPO Reno11 5G, you're gonna want to play. You're gonna want to play it on the highest anyway, since the frame rate difference isn't that big. So jumping into our second game, we have PUBG Mobile. Let's quickly double check the graphics settings. Seems that we can go all the way to HDR Ultra for combat. We'll do the same for lobby. Extreme HDR and Ultra HDR are locked, and it says that it will come to this device soon. Not sure how true that is. Let's go to gyroscope controls. It's already turned on, always on. Look at the responsiveness of the gyroscope. Wow, very responsive, guys. You can see that it immediately changes as you move the screen. So very good response times on the phone. Okay, so we are now in game with the game running on HDR and Ultra. And as you can see, we're doing close to 40 FPS. On to our third game. It's Mobile Legends. And let us quickly look at the graphics. So of course, super high frame rate and ultra graphics are enabled. Let's go. For last game, we got Carx Street. And while that game is loading, let me just quickly run through the options that are available in Game Manager. So as you can see, I've already allocated resources to Pro Gamer mode. Then let us also enable one of our favorite options in ColorOS system status. Oops, that's the game balance. System status is right here. So that lets you view the real-time CPU and GPU as well as frame rate. Then you have call blocking, screenshot, screen recording, network optimization, orientation lock, quick startup, etc. There are even autoplay options as well as a voice changer. And one of the things that I discovered on the Reno 11 5G, which I haven't seen in other phones, is the speakers, which goes all the way to 300%. Now, we know that Realme has Ultra Boost speakers, which is like 200%, but alright, so with Carx Street running on the highest graphics, we are doing 15 average, roughly 15 FPS. And you can see that our GPU is all maxed out at close to 100%, but CPU still has a long way to go. We're only doing 50% utilization. Okay, so we're gonna bring the graphics down to 3. Let's keep motion blur and smoke effects on high. Now we're doing 20-ish. Okay, 20-25 FPS. Now let us bring the graphics all the way down. Okay, so with the game running on the lowest graphic settings, we're doing roughly 25 to 30 FPS. So we've been playing for a while now, and I'm looking at the surface temperature on the screen panel, and it seems that we're doing roughly 43 to 44 degrees Celsius. Looking at the back panel, it appears that we have an average temperature of around 41 to 42 degrees. So before we end, here are a few benchmarks. Antutu 567K with temperature change of only 0.7 degrees Celsius. Here is Passmark with overall system score of 12,041 points. And as you can see, internal storage read and write speeds are pretty good. They're above 500 Mbps. And in fact, we were able to post 627 megabytes per second for read speeds. Now we have PCMark Work 3.0 scoring 9.7K. And this is the battery life benchmark, which gave us almost 14 hours. Here's the thermal throttling graph. And as you can see, it's holding up pretty well with temperature rising by only about 11 degrees from 33 going all the way to 44 degrees Celsius. And then the throttling is right around 15%. So pretty good and very much in control on the OPPO Reno11 5G. So if you have any questions about the OPPO Reno11 5G, just drop them in the comment section. We have a bunch of content on our YouTube channel, so just search for Tech Kuya and we'll see you guys there.